You're too bright. It's fine if I show.
Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome to PropertyaskEkow, and welcome to the year 2021. As you may know already, my passion is to help 5,000 purpose-driven entrepreneurs go full-time, doing what they love through the power of real estate, and by bringing them the best property tips and tools to make them take control of their money, make more money, and save them more time. And today's episode is very exciting one because it marks the very first live draw for the year 2020. And we're excited to share the 1,000 Rand cash prize with you. And I'd like to start by, again, saying thank you to all of you for participating in the quiz, and of course, also for joining us live tonight. At the end of this draw, what we plan to do and the formatting that we've been following up lately is basically to ask a simple question and to also allow everyone to ask me a question about live business and anything really. So at the end of this draw, I would like to ask one specific question. My question to you for this year is, how much money do you want to make at the end of 2021 and why? And you also welcome to ask me questions regarding life and business and success, and also failures, anything that's on your mind, like we've always discussed. And also, just to let everyone know, this competition is live, and whoever that's not live, even though you entered into the competition, will not qualify. It's only for people that are live, so and that are participating now. So that's what this live draw is all about. And without further ado, I'll just like to get into the questions. We had 2 questions as usual, and I'll just like to get into the questions, and then we'll discuss the answers, followed that question, and then we'll get into the live draw. So the first question was, what are the 5 variables used to determine your credit score? So people always ask, how is credit score calculated? And I did a video on that. So basically, the answer is pretty forward. It's payment history, and payment history constitutes 30% of your credit score calculation. 35% of your credit score calculation. Basically, if you pay your bills on time, you've had a credit facility for a very long period, and you've been consistent at it, then obviously it will also assist in boosting your credit score. Your ratio of debt to total credit limit constitutes 30% of it. So basically, it says that if you have 100 Rand credit limit and you've used 10 Rand of it, then obviously your ratio to your credit limit will be 10%. And the lower it is, the better it is in terms of boosting your credit score. The length of your credit history is very crucial. How long have you been dedicated to paying your bills? That also comes in at 15%. And the new credit and recent application comes in at 10%. The number of times you apply for credit factor in terms of the credit scores process. And the lastly, but not the least, is it's a mix of credits, which is very important. So the credit bureau looks at how well diversified your credit life is. So installment sale, your credit card facility, your overdraft, and the mortgage bond, those are the things that the credit bureau looks at to give you a better credit score and how well you manage that. The second question really goes into the video I did about the farmers read books. And I just wanted to dwell more onto the South African context. So the question was, in the review of the farmers read books, which one was written from a South African context and what key concept does it cover? And it's also basically simple. And by the way, that book actually got us in terms of getting Big Grant started. So that's the kind of book that I read when I was looking to start a business, and that book actually helped a lot. So basically, it helps you in terms of choosing your advisors. If you're running a business, you would want to have really two main people in your business or mastermind group. So in terms of the administrative part, and that's your attorneys and your accountants, your auditors. And that book actually helped me in terms of understanding how I go about choosing those two key role players in the business. Also, at how to form a property investment club. It's really crucial. So when you're going to form a property investment club, most of the time you need to find people that do not actually own properties or that have a lot of cash available in terms of funding the equity part of the business. And by equity meaning you putting your skin in the game. That's what it's called in the bank, putting your skin in the game. So that's very crucial in terms of the people that you associate yourself with or you call as role models, role players in your business, and how to check and the third part is how to check what you can and cannot do with your property. And that's a very beautiful book that you need to read about because there's a whole lot of administrative costs. There's a whole lot of laws restricting what you actually thought you could do with the property and what you can actually do with the property when it comes to the law, and how to select and surround yourself with a competent team. And basically, having Andile and Mandisa in the team, by reading that book, I was able to filter out and help with my friends in general, the people I call when I need help, or people that I just discuss ideas with. That's what the book taught us. So in time, I think today again we'll end up with one lucky person who answered the correct, who stand the chance of winning because they answered they gave the correct answers. And of course, as usual, I always have my little man here, Ekow, to do justice. And we've got our bowl also here. So Ekow, you can come in and we can do justice to this. Yes.
But what I want to say first, hello friends. I hope you had a great happy new year. Enjoy the fireworks.
Okay, thank you. So now what we're going to go through is the people that actually answered as a tradition. That's what we do. So I've got here Konto Rampele. So that's number one. And I've got Sabelo Nkwanyana. These are all familiar names, and I wish you luck. We've got Pumlani Nonta. Pumlani Nonta is a newcomer, and we wish you luck in this. We have Dodo is also new, and welcome to the team. We hope that you enjoy the content that we share with you. We've got Jabulani Rashama. We've got Letabo Nkwana. One, take that for me, please. And then Ekow, take that for me, please. And then we've got Apelele Njana. We've got Ntombehle Rashama. Ayanda Africa. Familiar name. Kelebokile Lebote. Also newcomer, welcome. Sifiso Masuku. And Rajati Malachi. Okay, so now we're gonna mix it again, and Ekow, you do justice. Ekow, come stand
this
up,
time
please.
I'm fair and square. Nobody's
Stand up.
gonna stop me when I'm doing
Stand
it
up.
because this is the Lucky Life Show, the one that you feel free. And don't forget, use the money wisely.
Oh, so you the money.
You use the money wisely and protect the money and don't think poor. Think like somebody is getting rich and getting likes.
Okay, good. Ekow, please stand up so that they can see you properly, and then mix it as usual. I'll hold it for you. Okay, I'll hold it. Okay, take out one. Don't look into it. Don't look into it. Take out one. Yes. Oh, and our lucky winner is, I'm loving this because every time we get a new winner, our lucky winner is Pumlani Nota. So well done, Pumlani. The office will contact you and will then send your money to you. Well done. So now to the next part is basically the question that I ask in terms of how much money you would like to make by the end of this year and why. So I would like to see if there's some kind of questions or answers to that, and if anybody has any general question that they would like to ask. Okay, so I've got a question from Sabelo Nkwanyana, who says, "Hi, Ekow, Happy New Year and all the best for the year 20." I'm sure you meant 2021. Thank you, Sabelo, and same to you as well. How do I scale up? I have 2 properties, one primary residence and the other an investment, and it's breaking even with no positive income. Okay, so Sabelo, the question, I think I'm going to answer your question in 2 folds. And by the way, it's a very, very good question. Actually, I think you've given me an idea to make a video on that. Very, very good question. So basically, what you have to do is try to grow your cash flow. So by cash flow, I mean that your net profit must be high and you must have a positive net profit. The property that's breaking even, literally when you go to the bank, it's actually not, it's like you're playing a zero-sum game, so it's netting. So it becomes very difficult for you to then go ahead and scale up. So what I will advise, my advice to you is that you work on your property, your investment property, and make it profitable. It's something that we can talk and I will further help you in terms of how to go about and structures that you need to put in place. So the first thing is, if you're managing it yourself, the question that I would like to ask you is there any other way to increase the income of that property? Is it a flat? Is it a house? If it's a house, you have cottages at the back, because if it's a house, you can remodel it, and you can basically change it from a single family kind of rental to tenant rental, and that way your ROI is going to go up. So those are the things that you need to look at to scale up, because the bank, cash is king, and the bank is always going to look at how much money you can keep so that they can help you grow, and how much money are you making from your assets. Your primary residence, which is your property, if you really want to, you then, when I started, I did something what we call it house hacking, and in that way, but by that I mean that I rented out some of the rooms in my own property, stayed in one, got people to help me to pay my bond, and that's how I was able to leapfrog and do bigger things. So that's kind of the advice I will give you, is to say, find a way in terms of your primary property and try and generate income out of it. If I hope that helps. Also, I have another question from Sifiso, who says, I want to build a few flats in a township. How do I run the numbers for a new development? So, and is it advisable? For sure, Sifiso, it is advisable, because property is a living legacy. Property, when you go into residential, you're providing what is the basic need of human beings, which is shelter. So for sure, it is advisable to do that in the township. Your numbers must make sense, because it's a numbers game. So your cash flow must make sense. So basically, if you're going to spend, for example, 100 rand to build that property, you need to find somebody that's going to give you back your 100 rand. Normally, it takes a minimum of 3 years, or between 1 to 3 years to break even. But if you do it well from day one, like I've done most for my properties, from day one, you will be making profits. So it's a very advisable, and the township is actually key, because there's demand in the township. I do not know what township you reside in, or what township you want to go and build your flat, but it's a very good idea to go on. And if you really want to run the numbers, also we've done that in our Property Ask Ekow masterclass, and we can help you with that in terms of how to structure deals and how to model your deals that makes it appealing to whoever that's going to help you to help you raise money, or to help you finance your property. Also, I have a question here from Conte, who says, what investment strategy have you had the most success with? The investment strategy I've had the most success with is actually my putting my ROI in place. ROI is your return on investment. So having a model in place. So when you go to buy property, you buy according to the numbers. You buy with your head, and not, especially when it comes to investment property, you buy with your head and not with your heart. So you're not coming from a heart place, you're coming from a head space. Because when you come from a head space, you can think properly and you can do things properly. And the numbers don't lie. So whatever that you do, you need to run the numbers, and it ties up to both the question that Sifiso has asked and the question that Sabelo also asked. Do your numbers, understand the cash flow, understand your affordability. You need to get a pre-approval, get to run the affordability. Make sure your credit history is intact. That is how you become successful. The investment strategy I use is to always make sure that my credit record is good, because that's where it starts. Basically, what I'm going to do is I sell my credit credentials to the bank, and then I get tenants to pay that bond, the money that I've borrowed from the bank. So if a bank gives me 1 rand, I need to find somebody that's going to give me 1 rand 50 cents. That is how it works. So that investment strategy is what you need to stick with. And again, we run that in our Property Ask Ekow Academy. And if you need further understanding, or if you need models to go through, we're always there to help you. The question I've got here from Rulani is positive question and answers I like. Okay, sure. Sifiso then goes, what are the chances of getting a bond with a poor credit score? Okay, so with a poor credit score, it's very, very difficult to get a bond from the bank. And if you watch my video, how to improve your credit score, you will actually go through the models and the variables that the bank uses to give you money. So first of all, what we need to do, Sifiso, is you can come through and into our class, and we'll help you fix that, because that's actually the first step if you want to really leapfrog, because property is basically, I take a lot of debt to grow my business. Property is capital intensive, and therefore you will need definitely the bank to assist you, or any lender to assist you. And it's very crucial that you then sort out your credit score, and we will be able to help you clean your credit record up. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way, but through my experience of buying properties over the 10-year period and being able to scale up to 70 properties and still being able to add more properties to my portfolio, I can actually assist through first-hand experience, walk you through step by step, because these are the things that I went through, the kind of difficulties I went through when I started the business, and we will be able to assist you with that. And I think what I wanted to say is that money is not the end of it all. You must always have the reason. Of course, you need to have a financial target, but the reason is more important than the money, because once you have a reason, you'll be able to meet that target. Without a reason, you won't be able to meet a target. And my advice to you this year is just make a commitment. Just instead of setting up 10 goals to achieve in the year, set up one simple goal and make sure that every day you work towards that one simple goal, which is, if you want to make X amount of money, quantify it. If you want to make 100,000 by the end of the year, quantify it. 1 million, 20 million, 100 million, quantify it. And of course, based on your position now, you will be able to know what financial commitment you want to make or to achieve by the end of 2021. And you work at it every single day. And you have to back it up with a solid reason. Once you have a solid reason, you'll have a solid strategy. I think, yeah, so with the questions that's been posed to me, and I will say that I'm very grateful for the community. I like what we're doing here, and thank you. And by the way, tomorrow's video is coming out, and it's based together. Let's help each other grow. That is the key. Until next time, bye-bye.